Hello everyone, and welcome to another Descent Journeys in the Dark 2nd edition. My in-depth review of the Shadow of Nerekhall expansion. Ooh, this is going to be interesting. It's also going to be in parts as well, so you can actually skip the ones that you like and skip the ones that you don't like. So, if I get that out of the way, because the first part is the book. So we have a nice little contents page right here. Very, very nice. I don't know if you can actually see that very well, but here you go. Yeah, anyway, just a little background information and all of that, and how to use the expansion. If you've never used an expansion yet, then this will actually teach you how to put everything together, and well, it's self-explanatory really. Yeah, another interesting thing is this little statement right here. My camera's not all that great, I'm sorry, but it states I've lost it. Shuffle these city event cards together with any city event cards from other expansions. Now, city event cards are not the same as the wilderness travel event cards. So that's an interesting statement right there. Okay, so you have the expansion rules, so the new classes, so we're talking about the bard with the melody token and the harmony token. It gives you how to actually use it, but I'll get into that later. And talks about the Shadow Soul Familiar, that's from the Shadow Walker class, but I'll get into that another time. Then you've got the image tokens, which is all about the Conjurer class, but again, I'll come back to that. New Overlord cards, the Shadowmancer Overlord class, and 5 new Universal Overlord cards. But yet again, I'll get back into that later. Then you have the Elevation. Those of you that haven't played the Labyrinth of Ruin, well, this is all about spaces that you can't actually cross. It's technically like a wall, but you can still attack. And if you're using a melee weapon that is not reached, then the defender gets a black defense dice. Pretty simple. And it's got stating here that a figure cannot move diagonally across elevation. Elevation is what I was just talking about, the bit that's like a wall, but it's not there. Well, it's there, but you know, anyway. And of course the portcullis. Anyone that's again going back to Labyrinth of Ruin, this is kind of like the opposite to the hedge, where it's still treated as a door. However, you can see through it and attack through it. That's it really, simple as that. Of course you can't walk through it because it still counts as a door. It's just a door that's technically not there but is. And something that I got really interested in and then got a little bit disappointed is the new terrain called Hazard. However, well, it's yellow lining, but as I was saying, however, I got a little disappointed because it just says it counts as lava. So it's not really new at all. It's lava. No, it literally states treat it as lava. And so then you have the travel, the city event cards. I don't know if my camera can actually see all that well. And you've got choosing quests. This is exactly like the Shadow Rune campaign, as in when it comes down to the interlude and finale. If heroes win 2 out of 3, or the Overlord wins 2 out of 3, then yeah, and it's the same with the finale. Not like the Labyrinth of Ruin finale, where if you don't do that quest, you've got to do this. Anyway, come back a little bit to that later. You've got the influence. I kind of get it. I understand how it works. Of course I understand. It's actually quite simple, but I'll get into that very shortly. New cards with the corrupt citizens. Yes, again, I'll go back into that shortly. Yeah, it's just a little story there. The main story, little backgrounds for the lieutenants, heroes, monsters, and here is the campaign. So start off with the introduction, then it's pick 3, then it's the interlude, and then we've got the Act 2. So you either start there or there, and of course crisscross or downwards. So if you go to that one, whoever wins can only pick that one or that one. So into that, whoever wins that can only go to that. Interesting. And then you've got the 2 finales. Right, okay, so the quests themselves, there's a lot of reading, by the way. A lot. I practically do understand all of it off by heart. Ish, give or take. But there is a lot of reading. Yeah, right away, you're facing the lieutenant. How nice. That's the introduction, by the way. Anyway, now let's get back to something like these. Got the normal quests. Another lieutenant right there. But the influence is you pick. The Overlord picks one of these, and they're stated in one of the quests where it's randomized, and then one of these will actually get revealed by the Overlord. Say the Overlord picked the top one. They have their token. It's face down, and it's put to one side. And the hero players don't know what it is. Of course, they have an idea because all of these aren't hidden from the players. Yeah, so eventually, when the influence token gets revealed by some kind of action or something happens, it then happens straight away. Yeah, so it's like, and it kind of affects the victory conditions, or because not all of them affects victory conditions. Some of it affects the heroes' starting places, or perhaps like one of them, all heroes are stunned, or another one is heroes lose 2 stamina, something like that. Yeah, it's an interesting. Well, just something a little interesting, I think. Yeah, and some of them actually has multiple victory conditions, so that's intriguing. And of course, some of them with the rewards are where the Overlord wins, they get a corrupt citizen card. Now, they can only be played on changelings, more specifically the changeling master. Well, it gives them a little bonus, and if that changeling survives, then the Overlord gets to keep that card to be used in another battle. However, the corrupt citizen cards can only be used in the Shadow of Nerekhall. So if you use, like, say, if you have the Trollfins, and you actually have the changeling monsters there, it doesn't work, because that's part of the Trollfins part and not Shadow of Nerekhall. Right, yeah, there's huge maps. yeah, this is just one of them. There's quite a few of them. There's another big map. There's another small map. You'll actually see that Rylan Olivan and Tristan Olivan appears in it quite a lot. There's another, well, it's not that big. I'd say it's a medium-sized one. And there's Tristan. There's Tristan again. This appears in both of the encounters. Another huge map. Yeah, and sometimes we'll get some named normal creatures, just almost like in First Edition. Those who haven't played First Edition, there tend to be some quests that were just a normal monster or master monster that had some kind of name with bonus health and maybe other stuff, almost just like in the normal base set with the that first quest that you play, the Yeti that had a name. Anyway, yeah, it's all about in the city, but we'll get into that as another one. We'll get into that a little bit, well, very soon. Merklis is like the main villain. Nice big map there. A big map there. Rylan and Tristan. Not quite both together though, but hey ho. Another big map. Another big map. Yeah, this is how it is. Big maps, big maps, big maps. Hey, there's Verminus. He doesn't really appear to show up in this. Yeah, there's a nice little map there. Nice, almost big map there. Huge map. That's Finale, the first one, and a nice another big one, which is Finale 2. So you can see lots of huge maps involved in this one. So make sure your playing area is big enough to actually have these. If not, you might have to be playing on the floor. And there's the city. Very, very nice city. Yes. Anyway, next part is let's have a look at some of these tiles, which, by the way, there's a lot, which I really, really like. As you can see, there's all these on the outside. On the other side, it tends to be the sewers in some ways. There's the hazard, as it were, but it's lava, really. Yeah, there's a lot of tiles. Even with these street corner ones. Oh, it's not even a corner, it's a corridor one. Yeah, where your heroes can literally stamp on all of these stalls, you know, putting their feet on the carrots and oranges, and just jumping up and down on the stalls themselves, you know, as heroes do. And then you have on the other side as well. Like I said, it's tends to be all sewers. There's literally a lot. These things are just cracks in the surface that they'll actually come into play eventually. Well, when I say come into play, I mean a little bit more explained, but only in story. It doesn't mean anything at all in game terms, though. Some beds, you know, so your heroes can actually jump about on the beds because they can somehow. There's actually a lot of others. Yeah, I haven't even finished. There's so many. two ends, street side, suicide, suicide, sewers side. Interesting. And almost like the same, but still, well, of course you can see that's the city side because that's the bricklayer, that's the gravel kind of area. Gravel? Sure, why not? And corner, everyone's seen the corners, place. A new start, finally. But you only get one of these. And an interesting piece of free soda. Ooh. Of course, just in case anyone hasn't got, I believe it's the Labyrinth of Ruin that's got one of these. So there you have it. Right. That is the book. That is the tiles. Yeah. Oh, actually, it's just in case that those that don't know about the elevation that they haven't seen. Well, I can tell you this much. Actually, focus. Thank you. That's what it is. That's an elevation line where people can't move through it, but they can still attack. Right. So anyway, that's part one. Part two is going to be, well, just a few bits and pieces really, because this is a big one. I can tell you this. Okay. See you later. Bye.